Hello YouTube, my name's Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, playing a bit of Team Deathmatch here on the map Riot, running around the ARX-160, and this rifle is actually returning from Call of Duty Ghosts. If you guys remember, the ARX-160 was actually a gun in that game as well. In that game, it was a full auto rifle that had quite a bit of recoil. It was really kind of fun to use. I liked it a whole lot. It actually may return here in the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, but now it's a 3-round burst rifle rather than a full auto rifle, so it's kind of neat they made that little bit of a change there. I wanted to talk to you guys today about the burst rifles here in Advanced Warfare. The two ones that we have are the IMR as well as the ARX-160 here. And I wanted to kind of talk about the playstyle that you really need to incorporate while you're using these weapons, as well as just a little bit of history about the burst weapons within the Call of Duty franchise. So I've always been really into burst rifles. They've always been really kind of near and dear to my heart ever since the M16 and Call of Duty 4, because that gun was just so ridiculously good. Then you go to like the M16 and the FAMAS from Modern Warfare 2, or the M16 and the G11 from the original Black Ops, and you go all the way up to Modern Warfare 3 at the Type 95 and the M16. And of course, Black Ops 2, man, was ridiculous with the M8A1, and I think that's what really got a lot of people really interested in burst weapons, was how awesome that M8A1 was during Black Ops 2, right? So many people still play Black Ops 2 to this day. You guys know that M8A1 was amazing, right? And burst rifles are, they're a tricky thing, right? Burst rifles are definitely a tricky thing. So you really kind of lose any kind of spray and pray power that you may have had with a full auto rifle. What you're trading that off for is the ability to take people out at ridiculously long ranges with ridiculous accuracy and precision. You're watching the gameplay right here. Pretty soon, I'm going to start going on a bit of a tear, just taking people out close range, taking people out long range. While by no means, like right there, I hip fired that guy down, and I ended up getting this guy because he wasn't looking at me. I was able to take those two guys out, but by no means was it necessarily easy, and if I had a full auto weapon, it'd be a lot easier rather than me just kind of spraying around on these people, right? But now I'm going back over here. Let's look at some of the long range capabilities that this ARX has. Look at that. What other weapon can offer you that kind of precision where you can take two people out that easily at that kind of a distance? Really none other than the burst rifles. And that's why I always loved them throughout the Call of Duty franchise. Here with Advanced Warfare, we got two brand new ones. We got the ARX-160 and we have the IMR. Two brand new weapons to Call of Duty series, kind of. Of course, the ARX is making a return, but this time it's actually a burst, so it's a bit different. But still, two new weapons here in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare for us to play with. When I look at the ARX-160 here, it reminds me a lot of the G11 from the original Black Ops. It has a pretty good fire rate and pretty inconsistent one burst kills. So when I think of burst weapons a lot, I think back to like the Call of Duty 4 M16, where if you were really accurate with your shots, you could get that one burst kill. I take that guy out between the trees across the map right there. But that's how good these weapons are. I think back to that, where you could just one burst somebody really easily, like across the map, how powerful that gun was. This gun really isn't that. You're not going to get a ton of one burst kills. You should be ready to pull off that second burst. When you shoot at somebody, always instinctively fire at least two bursts at them when you're using the ARX, and you'll have yourself a lot of success using this rifle that way. The same thing kind of goes for the IMR. The IMR, I do feel as though, is more or less like an M8A1, where you actually can get those one burst kills a lot more consistently than the ARX, I would say. But still, they're both very viable weapons and very, very fun to use. And in my infinite, like, never-ending struggle here in Call of Duty to try to not use the ridiculously overused guns that everybody else is using, I'm finding myself using these burst weapons a little bit more, and I'm having a whole lot of fun with them. Whereas when the game first came out, I was really trying to understand the maps, understand the flow of them, and the spawn system, and where people like to go, you know, how the game works, just trying to basically learn the game. I early on found that I was not having a whole lot of success with the burst weapons, because instinctively I just wanted to run around. When you first kind of start playing on a new map, or at least I'm this way, I start running around like just aimlessly, like I'm going here, I'm going here, I'm going there, and I kept finding myself in these positions where these weapons, these burst rifles, were just not viable at all. But as I've kind of become more comfortable with Advanced Warfare, and I'm learning the maps, I'm learning the spawns, I have an idea of what I'm doing. I go into every single map with kind of a game plan in my head as to what I want to try to do and what I want to try to accomplish in that match. I found that these rifles are very, very good. They're just like any other burst weapon that you've had in Call of Duty's past, where you can kind of just take people out of ranges. It's all about positioning. It's all about knowing where people are at. You're watching right here. I know tons of people like to spawn down there. In Team Deathmatch, Domination, anything, people always end up spawning down on the bottom of this hill. This is where, like, where the A flag is, right? Here on the map, right? Of course, we're playing Team Deathmatch, but that's where the A flag is. People spawn down there. You'll notice also, while I'm trying to watch people trying to come around that corner, I'm also periodically going across and trying to take people out from the rooftop in case they're spawning across the map, because I have the perfect weapon. You will not find a better weapon for these. Look at this. Look at me take that guy across the map so easily. You will not find better weapons for these medium to long long-range engagements, aside from maybe a toughness sniper rifle, right? Other than that, really no other weapon can really compare at those really medium to long ranges. Ball 27, very powerful. AK-12, very powerful, but just the sheer precision that you have with a burst weapon is really why a lot of people need to start using them. These guns are ridiculously underused. That's why I kind of like using them. I want to make this video saying, even though these guns are very, very underused, do not write off the ARX-160. Do not write off the IMR rifle. They are both very, very good. It just requires a very specific play style. That's all it really comes down to, is you really need to know where you're at. You need to position yourself very well. You can't just go run and gun, you know, gung-ho these things, you know, and just go crazy with it. You have to be a little bit more deliberate in your play style. You have to kind of pay attention to where you're going a little bit more. You have to really focus on where you're going and think a little bit more. And if you do that, these weapons are ridiculously powerful. They really, really are. If you're somebody that really kind of cares about the KD, I know not a lot of people care about their KD. If you're a person that cares about your kill death ratio, though, and you find yourself, you're just not enjoying the game as much because you're dying a whole lot and you can't seem to get enough kills to really compensate. Maybe you're trying to run around with a submachine gun or something like that, and you're really kind of having trouble with it. Instead of that, try out a rifle. Try out one of these burst rifles and kind of pick your positions a bit better. Watch stuff that you see in this gameplay. Of course, you're probably going to be seeing a lot more ARX and IMR gameplay here on my YouTube channel here within the coming weeks. And watch the gameplay. See how I'm working these guns on these maps. And from that, you could possibly learn a thing or two about using these burst weapons and using them efficiently. And trust me, guys, they are a whole lot of fun. That's why I made the video, honestly. I talked about it on Twitter a little bit, was the fact that these weapons are ridiculously underused, and both of them are some of my favorite weapons in the game. I really love using them, but other people just don't seem to be using them whatsoever. I rarely die to an IMR or an ARX while I'm playing multiplayer. I just don't. I don't see it anywhere. Nobody's using them. So I want to make the video saying, hey, if you guys haven't given these weapons a chance, go ahead and do so. Please go ahead and try out these weapons. They're both very, very, very nice. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to rate where you guys feel the video deserves. And of course, let me know in the comments what your opinion is of these burst weapons. Have you tried out the ARX? Have you tried out the IMR? I had a lot of people back me up on Twitter. They're saying, yeah, I love those weapons. Some of my favorites in the game. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about these weapons. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.